Eileen from PopGeeks.com here. We recently hit Play NYC, a New York-based convention that highlights local video game and tabletop game developers. Nerdy 30 podcast co-host Christina Crisfield and I spoke with Urban Electronic Games' John Wolff on his studio's innovative Mario Kart Pokemon Snap-inspired game Tontachi.
Well, what we have is a mixture. Tontachi, first of all, stands for either pig or pig print in Japanese. You know, Tamagotchi, so which is tamago, egg, or tachi to pluralize, so it's egg or egg prints. Tontachi is pig or pig prints because tan means pig in Japanese, so there we go. This is a mix between Pokemon Snap and Mario Kart. We're actually using the same technology that was used to make Pokemon Go in this game, so it's actually running around in the background. So what happens, you have a really cute character. We're previewing them here, like these are our collections, and you are going off to go find them in the world, kind of like, again, Pokemon Snap. Once you find them, you take a picture of it. Sorry. Okay. And you take a picture of it, but then what you can do from there is that you can actually race against it. You race and you bring that into augmented reality and you make a racetrack. And you make the racetrack wherever you want, like right here, anywhere you want. And if the racetrack hits the air, it conforms to the environment. So if it's on a table, you have one leg of it here, if it's on the ground, one leg of it here, a tree over there, everything. And then you race against them, and they go round and around, and if you have another person scan the QR code, they can see it from their perspective. So up to 4 people can play real time, real space, at a real location of an augmented reality game of a character that you own and that you care for. The more that you train it, the faster it is, and you can either do it locally with your friends, or you can go to official locations and do races there. Kind of like Pokemon Go has like the gyms and stops and stuff. People are really sedentary, so there's a map on here. It's geolocation. We put all of our races at parks, so they're not like in the street. They're all in actually grass areas. So if you were to play the game, and if you were to look for something to do, you would naturally find yourself in a more nature-oriented environment. So that's kind of a nice little boon that we can say that, you know, if you want someone to come out of the house, if you want someone to go explore the world, there's actually 3 pillars in the game. It's globetrot, compete, and reward. So I would just tell parents to be like, you know, if you want your kid to explore the world, have them explore the world with this digital pet that they have as well. But, you know, there are sedentary options, but the game is better if you participate in AR and if you participate outside. Yeah. So this game derives actually from Japan's first blockchain game. I had a really cool, unique experience when I was living in Japan for 4 years. I speak Japanese. You know, konnichiwa, John Wolff, game desu. I'm a game developer. And so Fukuoka de game hatatemashita. So at Fukuoka, a city called Fukuoka, I worked at a video game studio. They were making Sanrio-based video games like Hello Kitty. So it's very interesting to be exposed to this kawaii element of games when I was like, my Western self wants to play, you know, more like, you know, hard games like Call of Duty or something. So it was very aesthetically pleasing to get into this. We made this game that was called Cryptoink, Japan's first blockchain games, in which we pivoted from them making Sanrio games to making a really cute, cuddly game in which they had pigs. And I was like, why do you guys pick pigs? They're like, oh, we just thought they were cute. And, you know, cats have had their time, dogs have had their time. They're okay, let's see about pigs. So I pay homage to that time that I spent over there with them. And their characters are actually interoperable in the game, but I have our own characters. So our characters are called Newtons. Theirs are called Kryptons. And they're both in there in the world to explore. So it's a spiritual successor to this game. And I still go back to Japan occasionally to go walk with them and talk to them. So that's kind of like how the game kind of became Tontachi and also is pig inspired.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm partial to pigs, so
that's
why I wanted to know.
Okay. Yeah, we actually took it for like National Pig Day. It's actually funny, tomorrow is National Friendship Day, which is, again, funny because our game is Pig Friends, so we're going to be like, yeah, friends, you know, something like that. But it's really fun because it allows my company to kind of have this softer, kawaii element when it comes to this game. It's an amalgamation of my entire career of working in Japan, working in mobile, and then now working in augmented reality. Excuse me. And then again, Niantic kind of partnered with us for this game, so we have a really cool backing and support system to be able to do all this other great stuff. We're on Netflix. You know, this game was talked about on Netflix. If you ever want to see it, the future of gaming, in which we talk about these technologies and the cautions against them. Because honestly, for as much as we want people to be, in nature, looking at our game, we also want you to actually put the phone down and be like, oh, there's a tree here. So really being able to bridge those two things together, of getting people to leverage and augment reality, no pun intended, is kind of actually what I've always wanted to do as a game developer ever since I've been in the space. So I love this. I love this. This is like my bread and butter. I actually wrote like a little research paper about this. So cultural values bleed into favored game genres. I'll say it in Japanese, I'll say it in English. Over in America, we have something called Kojin Shugi, individualism. So if I were to ask you, if you don't mind me putting this right back on you, what kind of games do you think reflect individualism or a more individualistic nature? If you were just to think of something, what's popular in America when it comes to game genres are
violence.
First-person shooters.
Violence,
right?
yeah.
Because it is first-person. It is me trying to take you down. And that's. I mean, not saying that's how we are, but we're very much like it's us. I'm over here trying to do the best I can do at my job. I'm over here trying to get my rewards and everything. And the game genres reflect that. Equal on the other side, in Japan, you have Shudan Shugi, which is collectivism, where it's all of us against a common, or not even against, it's for an external threat. And what games are like that? RPGs. It's like, it's not about me going against you, it's all of us as a party going, hey, let's go. And those games do well of it, and the cross genres don't do well in other areas. First-person shooters don't do well over there. And flip side, yes, of course, there's people here, us gamers, who love RPGs, but that's not, you don't see people being like, I'm trying to get that new Final Fantasy like right now. I mean, sort of, kind of, but like not really. They're more like Call of Duty. Yeah, it's a niche. So it's fascinating how that bleeds down into, all generations grow up with that. So if you were just born and you were over in a different country, you end up playing more of these different types of games. So it's really a cultural thing. I mean, there's really no answer to it as opposed to just being sure people are exposed to it. But the game genres reflect who we are more than the game genre reflects, or more than, I don't know, the other way around. So it's really a regional thing. Like, and you can't change that inherent thing because culture and language are so tightly embedded together. But it's amazing to be able to see it. Like, when I have kids, I would expose them to all types. But you learn different values when you're playing these type of games. Because I'm not going to say they don't have merit, but it's fascinating to see the difference. Yeah.
Tontachi is available in early access on iOS and Android at tontachi.io. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more PopGeeks interviews and podcasts, like and subscribe. See you next time.